Good morning. My name is Leslie Williams and I am in San Diego, California right now. I'm a targeted individual. I'm a target of what is known as organized stalking, which is also known as gang stalking. And if you thoroughly research meticulously what organized stalking and what gang stalking is, you'll clearly be able to deduce that there are specific and certain types of technological resources that are attached to the organized crime syndicate members that are attached to the organized stalking. I make this video to inform, to expose the truth, so fellow American citizens, fellow San Diegoans, and even the targeted individuals in other countries that this is happening to, so they can make informed decisions and do research in reference to the following statements. This will probably also be a 2-video series, and the video that will be a continuation of this video in reference to the statements. That YouTube title will be in the description of this YouTube video, so you can copy and paste it into YouTube in order to watch it, so you can witness a continuation of the theme of this particular video. As a direct result, I'm going to give you an illustration, and this video is also dedicated to uncorrupted government officials and police officers, because your positions, you're in a employment description that wields power. Okay. And I want you to know that government, public officials, and police officers have also been targets of this crime. And just since I'm on the subject matter concerning police officers, I want to make a small statement to the corrupted police officers who are directly connected to these organized crime syndicates. What you do, you will answer for one day. And I don't mean by me. I'm talking about either by God, or one day you're going to do the wrong thing and you're going to get busted. And the good people that are in the public, that are in the government offices, and hopefully uncorrupted police officers, will serve you the justice that you deserve in reference to the crimes you are connected to. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I make this video in order to inform, to expose the truth concerning these organized stalking, gang stalking expeditions, and the technological resources that are attached to them. As a direct result of being a target of this crime, I have experienced some of the most heinous crimes that your mind can conceive, either in inductive reasoning, or imagination. I'm going to go ahead and fly right into the actual reason why I'm making this particular video. And I'm doing it in dedication to all affected individuals of these expeditions, which also include, obviously, the technological resources that are being utilized against them as well. And before I begin the actual description of really what this video is about, I'm going to lead you to some information that you can research, that you can correlate and synthesize into the statements. Go to YouTube and type in Timothy W. Bioethics Issues. He discusses brain entrainment and neurocognitive weapons. Go to the bottom of Freedom from Covert Harassment and Surveillance, and look on the bottom of their homepage. There's 3 PDF links. Scrutinize them meticulously, and I would suggest you print them out. You can also go to surveillanceissues.com and thoroughly look at that entire webpage and pay close attention to the Hearing Voices feature. Then go to, at YouTube and Google, UnitedTargetedIndividualsEurope.com, and then go to Google and type in FreedomFightersForAmerica.com, and thoroughly and meticulously look at everything on that webpage, including what's under the illegal biomedical implantation. My name is Leslie Williams. I make these videos to inform, to expose the truth, so the truth can be known for what it is, so the organized crime members that are in the system, including the organized crime syndicated members and police departments, can understand that no matter what you try to do to a target, the truth is out there. Okay? An opinion, a perception, or a lie will never, at the end of the day, be able to rape truth. Because truth is truth. It's a factual reality. Okay? Now, the reason why I'm making this particular video is to introduce you to one of the capabilities of of what is described in the first 2 PDF links at the bottom of Freedom from Covert Harassment and Surveillance. One is remote neural monitoring, and the second one is the remote behavioral influencing technology. And I'm going to dive right into it right now. Do you know how I'm talking to you right now using my voice? If I was to shut my mouth and think a internal thought, I would be using what is known as subvocal speech, where my brain is processing my internal dialogue using language attached to the dialogue without me speaking verbally. Okay? It's the voice you hear in your head as you're speaking to yourself. That is subvocal speech. As a direct result of remote neural monitoring being able to record your subvocalization speech, they're able to then take the voice algorithms and incorporate it within the technology of remote neural monitoring. The remote neural monitoring and the microwave hearing effect is incorporated within one computer network, run by artificial intelligence, and part of the motivation concerning a specific type of design software that is incorporated within this technology is designed to be able to compose sentences through connecting words to compose the sentences so they can transmit psychological direction into a target's audio cortex using the target's own subvocal speech algorithm. It's called voice morphing, voice modulating, voice synthesizing, where they literally take a recording of a person's voice and incorporate it within the software. That same software then picks through a incorporated dictionary of all spoken language, which includes slang terms. That software program that is run by the artificial intelligence and that is monitored by a physical person, what it will do is it will pick in through the software program words that compose sentences, and these sentences are deliberately and intentionally composed with a theme for directional psychological direction. In other words, if I think to myself, I am going to get up and go to the bus stop to go to Walmart, and then when I get to Walmart, I am going to go to the McDonald's inside of Walmart because by the time I get there, I'll be hungry. That is a thought process, okay, where words are composing the sentences for psychological direction. Psychological directions means what I am processing neurally, psychology-wise, okay, for direction, for places, for actions, for places for me to go. Now, the words are these thought processes that compose the words, that compose the sentences, once they are processed through neurons, it becomes a neural pathway. And then the associated motor cortex associated behaviors of literally using my body to get up and go based on the theme of the psychological direction to go to Walmart and then to go to McDonald's once I get there, all of the behaviors, the getting up to go, the feet, the leg movement, the arm movement of getting dressed to get up and go, and the actual physical going are motor cortex associated behaviors that are associated to the neural pathway that holds the psychological direction, the verbal statements that are directing the psychology to get up and go. It's all one neural pathway. Just like in electronics, you have series circuits, parallel circuits, combination circuits, Wheatstone bridge circuits, all different types of circuits for you to be able to use those circuits for any aspiration that you might have, whether it be on a computer motherboard, a cell phone, circuitry in a cell phone. These are what you call electronic circuits. Well, in the brain you have neural pathways that are just like electrical circuits. And what these neural pathways hold is psychological direction and motor cortex associated behaviors and even emotional states, brain states that can be associated with them. As a result of these neural pathways being created and reinforced, they can be identified and marked using remote neural monitoring. As a direct result of these neural pathways emitting what is known as a specific resonance frequency per pathway. And these specific resonance frequency per neural pathways can be identified and marked using remote neural monitoring, and then a number is assigned to each specific pathway. And then they can be turned around and stimulated back in current consciousness in real time. And when it's stimulated below this perceptual radar, which means that the target who is being stimulated, once the neural pathway has been identified and marked and assigned a number to it, it can be stimulated under the perceptual radar remotely by the criminals, and as a result, the target does not know that this neural pathway has been stimulated remotely by a third party, because it's stimulated under the perceptual radar. And when it is stimulated, it's stimulated on a timed, constant rate. To get a picture of this, if you were to take two tape recorders, like I'm showing you right now, two separate tape recorders, and say if you took two separate tape recorders and you started reading a book, and say you read 3 pages in the book in the tape recorders, okay? And this tape recorder, you had the volume turned, as you were recording, both of them recording you reading the 3 pages from the book. Just stay with me. Trust me, you'll be glad you did. If you recorded three pages of you reading out loud, 3 pages of a book, and then stop the recording, okay? Then what you would do is you would take this tape recorder and play the recording back, but turn the volume at like say 5, anywhere between 5 and 10 on the record volume feature in reference to how high the volume is. But before you started to play it back, you started to play this one at the, see what you do is you take each tape recorder, turn this one up to the maximum volume, and this one up at the volume of anywhere between 5 and 10 on the volume bar. And then you would press play on both. Which one do you think you would hear? You would hear the one that's got the highest volume, okay? Volumes on these tape recorders run anywhere between, I'm going to show you right now, just to give you an example of what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm turning this on right now, okay, and this is the volume feature right here. See how it's going down in number? Okay, all the way down to the point where if I press play right now, you wouldn't be able to hear it because the volume is set at 0. If I turned it all the way up to 30, which is what you've seen me do right now, okay, this volume is set at 30, which means when I press the play right now, you're going to hear it. Now when I turn on this digital tape recorder, which I'm doing right now, it's going to take a second for me to come on. Okay. Now it's on. Now I want you to look at how I'm turning the volume down. Okay. Now the volume on this tape recorder is set at 9. Okay. Now when I go, and I got both of these tape recorders right now in front of me turned on, this one at volume 30, which means it's on the maximum volume, and this one is on volume bar number 9. I'm going to turn them both on. Listen to which one you hear. Okay, now I'm going to turn this one off. This one's on, listen. Now watch when I turn this one on. You cannot hear. Okay, now the point I was trying to make is that when you got 2 tape recorders running at the same time, this one's got maximum volume turned up, this one has got the volume bar turned up between 5 and 9. This one overcrowds what you, when you turn this one on, and then you turn this one on, you'll hear this one over this one, because this one has got a higher volume of the recording that's on the file being played to you on a timed constant rate in reference to the length of the actual audio file. This one is being turned on and ran at the same time, but you can hear it because this one's louder. That's the point I'm trying to make, is that when they stimulate any neural pathway, okay, that is in your brain, based on them identifying the resonance frequency of that neural pathway, it's stimulated on a timed constant rate. So what's in that neural pathway is brought back into current consciousness in real time to be rethought out and reacted upon. And you cannot try to argue with it with other conscious deliberations that you might attempt to have at that time, because what's being stimulated in the neural pathway is being stimulated on such a time constant rate to where it's like the volume of the neural pathway is being pulsated to make sure that that overrides all other conscious deliberations, so you can't even hear yourself trying to think other things that you might be trying to think to kind of react with what's in the current neural pathway that they're stimulating. Now that you got that understood, yes, listen to this. In fact, what I want you to do is I want you to look in the description of this YouTube video for a YouTube title to copy and paste into YouTube, and you're gonna, what's in this next one is gonna blow your mind, literally. And when you watch it, watch everything in it, and then come back to this one and listen to this one again, because what's in the next one makes this one looks like child's play. Thank you.